All right. I think I got everything. I think it's looking good. How's it going, guys? It's great to be here. I did a live stream the other day, and for some reason, it just didn't get synced to YouTube. So I'm glad it's working today. I don't know why it just chose to miraculously work. But yeah, today's going to be an interesting show. I really don't have, I don't know what to talk about. This has never happened to me yet. But we're going to make something out of it. And I hope you guys tune in. We are officially live for the first time, which is great. You guys can chat with me. Hopefully the chat is synced. There's been a few problems with that recently, which I don't know why. But yeah, we're just going to be just talking some stories. You guys can comment. It's really just about chilling. I feel like there's need to be more chilling going on. So grab your big cup of coffee. This is my cup today. It says, let that shit go, because we need more of that. So let that shit go. Grab your cup of coffee. Chill out. Let's get into it. So I got to get the incense going. You know how this goes. If you have not, if you don't, if you, this is your first time watching, guys, suggest going to click subscribe on my YouTube channel. And there's a few other podcasts on there. Let's see. We discovered recently that these are fat as shit. They produce a lot of smoke, and this is a tiny ass room. Oh man, don't you hate when that happens? You light something like a candle or a joint or anything in a room, and you just don't realize that there's a fire alarm right above you. Not the sprinklers. That shit would be horrible, man. But that happened. This happened to me a few times. This happens to me all the time, man. Where I set the fire alarm off by accident. You know what? It was funny in college. You know what was a very popular thing. This is drug related. So all you youngsters, don't listen to this part. Don't do drugs. Um, they used to do dabs. People used to do dabs, not like the dabbing, like the boom, like the kind of dabbing, but it's like really intense. It's like bong rips, like on fucking steroids. I don't know why it's a thing. It kills me, dude. And you sit there with a blowtorch, and it looks like you're honestly shooting up crack or something. Not shooting up. It looks like you're smoking crack. That's what it looks like, honestly. I don't judge people. I don't judge. We all have our poison, and it's just weed. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's just weed, but it's a stronger form of weed. And it was funny because in college, in the dorms, you always knew who they were, because I was friends with all of them, and it'd just be funny because you'd hear their fire alarms go off all the time in their room, and you knew exactly why. You know what I mean? Because they were just ripping dabs right below the fucking fire extinguishers or whatever it's called, the fire alarm, and it always go off. And you always hear them panicking. Fucking open the window. You hear, get the towel, whip it around. All right, fan the doors, lock the stations. you know. Me, it happened once. There was this time I had my first apartment, and this is actually wicked, wicked funny. And in my first apartment, I had a fire alarm kind of like right in the kitchen, and it was like right above the stove, and it was a studio apartment. And I think I've mentioned this apartment before in my earlier podcast, but it was very small. It was a studio. It was like a kitchen and a little tiny bathroom, and the living room was right outside the bathroom, and the kitchen was right next to the. It was all combined. The bedroom was right there. You could have hung up curtains to divide it, but that's kind of weird. I just kept it open, and the fire alarm was right near the stove, so I used to like wrap it. There was a very. It's a college trick. If you don't know it, here it is. You take a plastic bag. You take the plastic bag. You put it over the fire alarm, and then you take a coat hanger and you just pop it around you pop it over the fire alarm, whatever. And that's what you do. And well, I did it just because a lot of people used to smoke in my apartment, like that. It was a smoking. You could smoke in the apartment, and a lot of kids would just smoke weed, and that's what fucking people did. And I used, it would be super common where you just put the plastic bag right above the the fire alarm. And there was this time where my tenant, I'll never forget, he came the next day. It was one day he decided to show the apartment or something like that. And I cleaned the entire apartment. I cleaned it because they would do that. They would show your apartment. You know, if you only had like a 1 year lease, they would show it to other kids, which I fucking hated. It was the weirdest shit because you just be like, this is my home. This is where I shit. This is where I cook. And especially if you're in your studio apartment, it's even like way more awkward because like it's a studio and like it was a mess and like it was a trash. It was a piece of dump. And so it would just always be the most weirdest situations and everything. I always hate it when it was like a basic girl coming in. Like every time it happened like once or twice, but a little preppy girl would show up and it'd just be like me in my apartment and it's trash. And she's like, I think I'll look at the other apartment. Sorry, it might be. But so anyway, my ADD fucking sidetracked again. Well, there was this time where my tenant, he shows up at the apartment and he's showing off the apartment. I cleaned the entire place, but I forgot the fucking plastic bag over the fire extinguisher. And the entire time he looks around and the first thing he locks eyes with is that. He's just like, boom, I'm seeing that and I want to know what that's about. And he's trying to make sure the other person doesn't see it. He's like trying to like steer them this way and like, all right, don't, all this crazy stuff. And then at the end, he shoos the person out and then he comes back in. He goes, I got to ask you a question about that plastic bag. And this is where I thought, fuck, he could kick me right out. Like if he wanted to, because this is his place. Well, technically he couldn't because I had to sign a lease. So anyway, he was just like, what's with the plastic bag? And, I told him, I was like, oh, you want to know what it is? It's because it's right above the stove. And, yeah, sometimes when I'm cooking, it goes off. So just to ignore the situation, when I'm cooking, I just put the plastic bag up over it. And he just goes, that's genius. Just like that. He just like, that's genius. That's a good idea. You take it down, though, after. I was like, yeah, I totally forgot to take it down right now, though. I cleaned the entire place, so totally forgot about that. Might be. I just totally played it chill, that's what I did. And then I just shoved him out the door and I was just like, what the fuck? Holy shit. And I run up and I take down the plastic bag and I throw it in the corner of the room. I'm like, fuck off. Shit. How did I forget about that? So I'll have you know that I've been doing a lot of work with the streaming stuff. I just want to take a side note. I feel like I talk about it like every podcast because I'm growing. It's like a growing thing. It's one of those things. I learn more as I do it, and I just started using a new program and new stuff. And now I look like I look at it. I have the border. I have this nice border. I have the logo. That's dope. That's motherfucking dope. It's motherfucking dope. Hope you guys are chilling, having a good one. Comment below if you'd like to talk about something. We can discuss anything, really. I hope to get some more people on this podcast. I hope to have more friends on and everything. But right now, due to the situation, yeah, it's just like no one wants to chill. No one. They're like, no, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't know if I talked about this one, but I'll talk about it again. During this situation, I thought that I did totally talk about this, the toilet paper stealer dealer. Check out my earlier podcast because I don't want to repeat myself. That's really bad. I had a gig this past weekend. It was a great time. Thank you for asking. It was fantastic. It was a good time. A lot of people had fun. 6 feet apart, wearing masks. It's a good time. You want to know something, though? Can I tell you something? Sometimes you forget stuff. Sometimes you just like I said, you forget about the plastic bag over the fire alarm. So am I my shirt on backwards? No. That's a weird shirt. It really rides the collar high. It's weird. It feels like it's strangling me a bit. It's really constrictive. Oh, there's a chopper outside my window. Not really outside my window, but it's in the sky. Big chopper. I live near a military base. So every now and then I see a chopper. Isn't it Apache? The weather's been crazy. It's been like wicked bipolar. Where I live on the East Coast. So like one day it can be 95, which that's what it was like 2 days ago. And then we just had like crazy like summer rain. That's pretty much what but it's not fucking summer here. It's still spring. And then the next day it's going to be like 40 degrees outside. The next day it's like extremely windy. You can't even go outside. And we just been having like super cloudy days. Like it looks like it's sunny, but it's really cloudy outside. This is just a big ass window. uh Oh, I see a chat. The chat's working, so that's good. Because someone sent a huge thing. That's like a massive, but that's not even. That's not even like from someone. That's like a computer. That's a computer. That's awkward. I hate that. I hate computers. I mean, I like them because you can do crazy shit. You can do a lot of fun shit. But I'm not talking like the computers, like just computers in general. I just hate computer people. It's the most awkward thing, you know. They're a pain. They're more of a nuisance. Since I don't know. I drew a blank. I drew a blank. I was talking about something, but I totally forgot because I saw that comment. And now, yeah, the weather's just been crazy. That's what it was. It had something to do with that. A little bit of silence doesn't hurt one. A little bit of silence never hurts. I did some stuff. I did some rearranging. It's been a you know, when you're locked inside your house for so long, you don't go nutty. Like I really haven't been losing my mind. You know, I've heard that's a thing. I heard people are going like batshit crazy, just locked in their house, which hasn't happened to me. You know, I have my cat. I got my girlfriend. I think the only thing we've been doing is we just been looking every time. We just been chilling in our house for so long that we just are like, let's just rearrange everything. Let's just do it all. Let's just redo everything. You know, why not? Start fresh. That's the biggest mistake you ever make, which is fun. It's fun because you get to clean up and kind of spring clean and tidy up. But it's a lot of work. You know, it doesn't even end in a day. Like, if you're trying to do a whole house, it could take weeks. It takes weeks. That's why this is great. Because I feel like shit, last night, we had the whole place looking so fancy. We're just like, we should host a party after all of this. Which we'd never do anymore, you know. Yeah. We just really tackled shit. Really douched it out. That's a horrible word. It's yeah. I'm laughing at myself because do you want to know what one of my favorite words was when I first discovered it? Because I didn't know. It just sounded funny. I can't believe I'm saying this on YouTube. My favorite word for a while was just the word bukkake. And you want to know why? Because it is fucked up what it means. It's so messed up. And I used to say it like a situation like, oh, we're in kind of a bukkake right here. And it always, people would be like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'd be like, oh, search it up. Just look it up. That's what I used to love to do to people. Because I just loved it. Because you never expect, and if you don't know the word, go look it up. And if you know it, don't comment it. Because don't be a dick. Don't spoil it. I like when people shock themselves. You know, I don't know. Not shock themselves. That's fucked. But like, you know, I like it when people just discover new things. And I like it when it's enjoyable. And like when I used to tell those people that word, they'd search it up, and the next day they'd be like, you're fucked up. And I'm like, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know. What's today? Thursday? I think today's Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Wow, this week I feel like has just been kind of dragging, but odd.